Rogue is playing well. I gave first killer an 8 yesterday. After watching today, I was like, we literally got into the lobby, and he was like, you always give me such low scores. I was like, believe me, you're like a solid 9.5 right now. Yeah. So he's making me eat my words for sure, and starting off strong, making Garrett G make a save.
The players did try to convince the admins to let them do the Grand Finals as a freestyle competition, but instead they will play normal Rocket League. We've got a best of 7 here for Rogue to try and reset the bracket. If NRG wins it, they are your North American major champions. The winner split. It's Roko here in the corner. Squishy pushing through. And first killer with the backflip. Denies. Now here comes Garrett G onto the backboard. Gets bumped off the ball. Won't be able to double tap, and Taroko covers up the follow-up. Now Squishy through the sky and into the corner again. And he wanted to follow up, but first killer, having that heater of the day, gets the read cleanly off the backboard. Gets it back to midfield. First minute going to come and go with now Rogue looking for their first scoring opportunity, but no, Taroko going to get caught, move forward. Squishy wins the challenge against them, and first killer's going to play it to his corner.
And there's that classic NRG. They'll take the boost out on the corners to see if they can just starve Rogue out. Not a bad move since they're all so aggressive, but first killer so efficient in general. He's got great pathing, and it's hard to catch anyone on Rogue with low boost.
Tries to push it through the back line. First killer again in the way. Sending it high now. Justin off the wall. Maybe some influence from the freestyler. Gets the double tap in. Oh my goodness, that's a way to start us off.
Yeah, he wanted to do the freestyle, and this is about as close as he could get. Had a little bit of extra space to work with, and looking to manage the boost to angle his car backwards and give himself some reverse thrust to stay away from that wall. He was hugging it real tight. Would have been so easy to bang that off the wall, but able to earn a little extra space and just squeeze that in between the post.
Now here comes Squishy. Across the field, Garrett's going to try and chase first killer into this corner. Taroko will win the challenge, but it's out to Justin. Tries to find Garrett G behind first killer, but a quick flip gives it over now. Squishy taking a shot and actually gets them with their pants down 2-0 NRG.
Yeah, they caught Turanturo. He dismounts the backboard, thinks we've got a good clear, and he's got time to go grab the boost in the corner, but he sees the shot coming from Squishy, so he tries to turn around. Unfortunately, ends up going up that ramp on the back wall and doesn't land cleanly, so he can't get all the way over to the back post.
Roko now. Rogue. But yet to score here in game number 1. Squishy over to the corner. Turanturo covers it up. Justin picking up control in the midfield, taking to the sky. Turanturo will challenge it off of his hood. Garrett G now back into the box. Turanturo again denying Taroko to chase this down, and Squishy not going to be able to push it through him. Here comes Justin. Another attempt from the corner. And gets the dunk. No way. 3-0 NRG.
Yeah, you got to give Justin a lot of credit, but that block right there from Squishy, that's a huge read to get out on that clear. I mean, that didn't look like a very obvious touch from the defender, but Squishy able to throw it back into the corner, give Justin an extra look at it, and how about he just wins 2 challenges in the corner and give NRG a 3-0 lead.
NRG is looking hot in the beginning of this series, and they've got so much room to work with, and that they have to lose 2 best of 7s. I do agree with Gibbs. The idea of NRG losing 2 best of 7s in a row. Last time I remember that happening was a little thing called the Season 5 Grand Finals. Greatest moment in Rocket League history from Justin. Squishy now into the corner. Turanturo denies, out to first killer. First killer falls back, leaving a bit of space, and Garrett G tries to play it nice and underneath Turanturo, but wonderful positioning in the air blocks the majority of Garrett's options, and we'll get the ball off his hood. Now they push into offense. In the corner, bouncing out, Taroko gonna get denied. Justin and Squishy gonna push this one through, and Justin actually maybe makes this one take a little bit too long. They don't get a goal out of it on the breakaway, but they also don't really need one. 1:47 left to go, and they're up by 3.
Yeah, it just looked like Justin didn't have the cleanest cut back in towards the middle with that ball, and gave an extra moment or 2 to first killer. And Rogue currently, they've done a nice job just stopping the bleeding so far, but what you really want to see from them, even if they don't end up with a goal here, is the ability to push NRG onto the defensive for this final 90 seconds or so. You just want to be able to be like, yep, we can box them in. We know what went wrong here in the first couple of minutes, and we just gotta know what we want to accomplish in game 2.
Squishy with the vault in the midfield. It goes onto the backboard, pushed back out, and then Justin back into the corner. Taroko demolished in net,
That's
leaving the net wide open, and Squishy will drop in the 4th goal. Game 1 gonna be the first loss for Rogue on the day.
Yeah, this one kind of looks like it's a mistake from First Killer, but it's really not. He's just following that ball from point A to point B on the pitch. I mean, it goes up into that corner, takes that nice hop off of his teammate's car back towards the midfield, so he starts chasing it out of the net. His teammate gets demoed in front of him, and First Killer just doesn't see Squishy until it's too late. And Rogue almost get one on the board, but again, Squishy, he's pulled out more than his fair share of solid defensive saves throughout the couple of days that we've seen him on the pitch.
NRG definitely playing the cleanest Rocket League they've played in a long time. And what a time to come alive in the grand finals of the major of the winter split. Garrett G and Turinturo in the corner. NRG, 2 touches, get it back to midfield. But First Killer through 2. Can Squishy reach back in time? Covers it up. Turinturo and First Killer both chasing that one down. Taroko shot just wide. First Killer comes in, but Garrett G with the defender's advantage. Shorter travel time gets in the way. 24 seconds left. At this point, Rogue just looking to get a little bit of momentum back on their side. And a morale goal here in garbage time.
Yeah, a little bit of a wash here in game 1 for them. I think they, like we kind of thought, might be favoring NRG coming in. You were playing so well, you know, coming through that lower bracket, having not dropped a game, but it takes a little time to get back into it, and then it really is all about, you know, what can you accomplish in game 1, and there's a lot of space for NRG to operate with, and when you give NRG space more often than not, they're going to execute, and that's what happened here in game 1. They control the boost fairly well, even if it is tough to totally starve Rogue out. Just a lot of great challenges in general, and taking the time when they had it, able to turn in a couple of extra goals off the back of some nice challenges, and NRG just were able to execute.
Brilliant shots as well here. Justin putting up 2 goals and assisting the other 2 from Squishy here. 100% goal participation from Justin. And here's the other interesting trend on the day. It's been a very one-sided day, regardless of who's on the pitch. So far, losing teams today have won a total of 3 games. Between all the teams that have lost, they haven't won enough games to win a single series. So it's, you know, not going to put this away at all. That's just a fun fact. Doesn't actually say anything about what's going to happen in the future. And we've already seen Rogue lose a best of 7 to NRG and then sweep them in the next series in the last regional event. But here, man, I'm really excited to see how Rogue bounce back in game 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for. Like we kind of mentioned towards the tail end of that first one, you need to see Rogue start coming back alive on offense. Gonna have to find a way out of their own half and stop what is that big squishy midfield and challenge game that was so effective in game 1.
Let's see how they adjust. Taroko into the sky, solo plays. Justin will deny him. Taroko look for the bump on Garrett G in net, but Justin's able to keep the ball stalled in the corner, and then Garrett gets in to cover up First Killer's attempt. Still blocking up the goal for now, but Taroko dropped it over the top. Man, so much work done in the corner, and then the ball just gets to such an advantageous place for Rogue.
Yeah, Justin was actually trying to give Garrett G room to work with, but Garrett G on his way to go and hit that ball, he got bumped by a Rogue player, so it delayed NRG's ability to clear, and Rogue recognized that in an instant, wheeled right back around, pushed back onto the ball, and got themselves the opening goal here.
Rogue finally on the board after getting shut out in game number 1. Taroko and Garrett G. Ball will go in Rogue's direction. It's Justin. Trying into the corner, he'll steal a boost, but right now Rogue winning the challenge game in the midfield, keeps the ball in the back of the orange.
That's exactly what you wanted, and ooh.
Counter demolitions, and Taroko's got to reach for this one. He gets the save. First Killer will spawn in kind of a fortunate place and giving a lot of space here by NRG. Squishy getting another demolition on his way out. Physical gameplay from both teams.
Yeah, Garrett G, I think, was expecting First Killer to actually be able to take that ball up the wall, but it didn't have a clean look at it, so everyone needing a moment to readjust. But, ooh, Turinturo, you got to really figure out how you want to figure this one into the corner, and thankfully he's got a little bit of help because Justin ran out of boost, and First Killer patiently on the line.
First Killer across his net. He's got 2 NRG players in front of him. They'll win 1 challenge, but it goes pretty slow. Kill a lot of momentum on the ball, and Turinturo's able to loft it in the midfield. Now Squishy over the top of 2. Taroko on the goal line. First Killer on the backboard. He'll deny. Taroko gets demolished, though, and Justin to the sky. Can he beat Turinturo? Another demolition, but this one from First Killer on an enemy in his corner. He'll get the full field clear.
And Squishy really forced to punt the ball right there because First Killer driving quick up the side of the pitch not wanting to let NRG have any time with the ball if they could help it. He knows he's not actually going to make that challenge. It's just all about forcing NRG to get rid of the ball to try and fight for possession.
Oh, Justin onto the corner and is just high. First killer to chase this one down. He's a little bit loose on this ball, but still wins the challenge and sets it up for Turinturo to clear it into the orange. Now Garrett G out of his corner being challenged by Turinturo again. Turinturo through one and now neutral into the midfield. First killer will fall back and leave space for Taroko. Squishy and Justin both got pulled into the corner, and Squishy will do the 180, get back into goal. Now Justin looking for the counterattack. This one's off target, but it gives them some field control. A miss from Garrett G though. Turns things right back around, and here comes Rogue for round 2.
That's really the thing, though. Rogue doing an excellent job here in this second game of equalizing boost control at the very least, and that's forcing NRG to just go for the long clears. Justin able to dodge a demo, make it 2, as Taroko really trying to force things. Rogue was playing all the way to take someone from NRG off the pitch there, but they battle back and stand strong on the goal line.
Yeah, brilliant play from Justin there to dodge both demolitions and then actually get a wheel onto a challenge. Just hold on the control, and then the counterattack doesn't do all 3 of them. Tie game.
What? How does this even work? He comes off the corner, up the ceiling, and catches first killer's poor touch. And how about the quick recovery? Able to turn all the way back 180 towards the floor, and that quick short hop on the landing right under the ball. Surprise pop over the last guy.
The short hops, that's the 3rd time we've seen Justin go for that in this game. The first one got blocked, second one was successful, and then the third one actually turns into a goal. Justin enjoying his small ball mechanics here to bring NRG back into the series. Now Turinturo looking for those fake plays, gets it past Garrett G. Now looking for the bump, but Squishy dodges and gets the clear. We'll stay tied.
Turo was going for the massive outplay. Justin tries to force one through first killer. That's well defended, but this one out of nowhere became a ball game. I really think Rogue has played the more solid game in game 2 here, as that is kept off the goal line. First killer not in position to fire a second shot, but he's got the clear. He's going to need some help if they want to score that.
Force the defenders to come out, and Garrett G did come out of net. But he got all of that ball, and now Turinturo demolished on the wall. You wouldn't know that a front field offensive player got demolished, though, with the control Rogue has managed to maintain since the demolition. All 3 players tight in that corner, and look at first killer. 2 touches, back towards the goal, up against Garrett. Garrett gets it away. Follow-up not going to be in position for Rogue, and Taroko's ball goes to the corner. Now Turinturo with some space, up against Squishy. Pass into first killer, shoots for the posts, and it's cleared away. Squishy with the save off the backboard.
Man, Justin missing that clear earlier really put NRG in a tough spot. That means Rogue still has the ball. And they need something here, but he just collected 100 boost. You know he's going to stick himself next to this one and just force a clear.
Takes it to the sky. Squishy off the backboard, tries to double tap the far post, and it's wide. First killer now up against Garrett G. Justin actually half rotates and keeps the ball in the blue. But Taroko in the far corner will find the far clear, and then manages to win another challenge to drop this one into the box. Justin will get it away. Tie game with 25 seconds left on the clock in game 2.
Oh, a nice bump from Garrett to force Turo to go in and try and challenge for that ball. NRG, I think, really are fighting for overtime here. They need that reset to get Rogue to give back some of the field possession because they've just got so much map pressure with all the boost they're collecting in the midfield.
They have had so much pressure with 5 seconds left. Can Turinturo do magic at the end of regulation? Garrett G will try and take over ball control. First killer into the corner. Justin looks for the kill. Oh, he gets it bouncing over 2. First kill is not going to touch it. They'll go to overtime in game number 2 here. Rogue trying to tie up the series.
We thought maybe with that surprise pinch out of that challenge in the corner, good things could happen for NRG, but wise first killer knows just let that one fall. We've lost possession, and Garrett G wins a big challenge to freeze Turo, but he's still the first one up for it. Squishy's so patient. Maybe an opening for Justin. Shot to the back post and well wide of the mark.
He did freeze Turo. Turo wasn't able to do much with the ball. He was able to touch it, but the ball just kind of bounced back down. Now here's Garrett. Here's a shot on target. Turinturo and Taroko both commit, but no one else is there right in front of the box. Overtime means wider rotations, and now first killer trying to move down the field. Just into Garrett G. Doesn't make the touch. It's off the backboard, and Turinturo plays it to the corner.
Garrett G looking for the guillotine shot, was trying to get all the way above that ball and just kiss it with the headlight straight down. Squishy, a risky clear, but they make it work, and now it's a one-on-one. Garrett G probably going to end up fighting 2 people. How about the hard flick towards the top of the net, and 2-0 NRG in the series. What a shot.
No way. Garrett G dribbles the whole team here. Monster flick to the far post. Bring them to the side so they look for the blocks, and then send it back the other way. When they zig, you zag, and NRG are up by 2.
And there's that big jug of water. You've earned that one. That was quick transition, take a breather. Man, but you're absolutely right. It is all about drawing him out towards the side of the net like that. And the real finesse from that shot on Garrett G is when he starts that dribble, that ball's stuck on the ground. So he gives that little push up the pitch, and he's able to weave his way back to the outside and get a large piece of that car under it to chip it up. And we'll probably see it on this replay package at the end of it because it's the game winner, but it's all about the delicacy with which he's able to place that car back on his hood to get all that power to the back post. And look at this. It's all about, it's stuck to the floor, and it's that hard cut into the instant flick. That's tough.
Yeah, able to keep control of the ball while it's basically on the ground means that when he does that roll, there's so much more of a leverage that is launching that ball. Such good pace from NRG there on that goal, and Justin's goal before it too to get us to overtime. My goodness, pretty stuff there. Very excited to see how. Yeah, but and here's the thing though, Rogue hadn't dropped a game, now down by 2. And a reminder, NRG from the upper bracket, if they win it in this best of 7, it's all over, and they've gotten revenge from the last regional event. Can Rogue bounce back now? They do not want to put them on match point here after game 3.
Can they bounce back? I think absolutely. I still think they overall played the much stronger and more effective game in that second game. It really did take some incredible outplay from NRG to be able to come out with the win. I mean, Justin beating 3 people isn't going to happen every time, and Garrett G catching Rogue with a little bit of extra space in the midfield to execute a hard back post flick, also not going to happen very often.
Justin in this corner. His first killer will dump it into the midfield. Both of his teammates retreating, rotating out for boost. Squishy over 1. Taroko drops into the midfield for nobody. Follows it himself. Justin has to half flip out of there, picks up his corner boost in. Gets a nice neutral challenge.
Justin, very smart. He power slid 180. That's Garrett G challenging out of the corner, almost able to get one on target, but you really see the presence that every player on this pitch has. If they look like they might start going for something, pretty much everyone on this pitch says, yeah, okay, and they all make an adjustment, and that's where the mind game really comes in Rocket League.
That's the level of respect these players have for each other. They understand. Basically, anybody here who says, declares intent with their car's body language, they say, okay, yeah, he says he's going to do this. I'm going to respect that that's about to happen. And I'm going to make the adjustments I have to.
That's the product of only having 3 people on the pitch. And what a shot from Taroko. Woohoo, out of nowhere. You really don't see this one coming at all if you're just kind of watching the game. I mean, first killer, that doesn't look like a particularly good pass. It looks like Garrett G's got it covered. Even Squishy's staring that one right down the barrel. But he just hits it so hard, 77 miles an hour into the top shelf. Woohoo.
So the speed is the name of the game there, the speed and accuracy. First killer will try another one here. Garrett G covers this up a turn. Taroko's got a free ball, puts it on target. Squishy and Justin both bite, but they get enough of a clear that Taroko's going to have to catch and shoot. He won't be able to catch and shoot in one touch. It'll be 2 separate. And the ball will stay in the corner, though, for now, as Rogue's doing a good job holding on to this, and tight rotations in this corner. Rogue does not give NRG any room to breathe. They have to play perfect corner Rocket League to keep these balls out of their box.
Yep. Squishy. That's a great play from Turinturo. I think that's always the right move. If you can force any of NRG to try and trap an air dribble, as Justin kind of floundering on the dismount from the back wall. Still able to make the save, and with a little assistance, NRG still boxed into the corner, but better than conceding.
Man.
And Rogue.
I'm amazed Rogue didn't get a shot out of that sequence there. It was, like you said, kind of a floundering, and then Garrett G also just kind of jumping up to block what maybe would be coming in.
Yeah.
NRG very loose on that defensive presence.
It's the damage control after a teammate makes a suboptimal touch, and Rogue maybe for whatever reason just didn't have the boost. This one floating in front. Squishy gonna ask a lot to try and score that. Justin will just keep the pressure on, and Rogue once again find a way out. Garrett G to block in the midfield.
And he wins a challenge in the air as well. Backs out for Squishy. Up against Turinturo, tries to play him slow. Turinturo gets the block. Now first killer with space and boost. Gives it past Garrett G. Plays it to the corner. Squishy and Justin tangled up here. Miscommunication from NRG. And Taroko will try to move on in. Gets control. Looking for the setup to Taroko. There's the block.
It's close for NRG. They are really having to get up in the air fast and
Oh,
battling.
no!
Justin bumps Garrett G in the air and he scores it.
How do you recover this? This is a gross double commit on offense. And maybe he didn't actually touch him there. Somehow Garrett maintains complete control. Brilliant shot, though.
Oh boy, yeah, you will have to take a closer look at that one in the post game, but it definitely looked like they might have collided. It was close one way or the other, but you're right. Egregious double commit, capitalize, and that's the pandemonium. You just don't know what to expect if you're Rogue on the goal line right there. And NRG, once again, squeezed their way into a tie game.
I mean,
Oh,
hey,
Turo.
you get all the bumps coming
Oh,
through.
first killer.
First
What the
killer.
heck?
Oh, he orbits the
do
ball.
Do it to him.
He's
Justin
just try and go for the flick here.
He's just camping the boost in the corner. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I just want boost.
Man, there was some key bumps there from the front line of Rogue, and then first killer, a rare just drive past the ball and then try to recover it. Now up against Justin here, gets to the corner. Garrett G gets through one to midfield. Got Squishy in the mid, goes for the pass. Squishy back to the corner, misdirection, but Turntro doesn't fall for any of it. Clears it to the enemy side. And with 1 minute remaining, tied up at 1 apiece. Game 2 went to overtime, and NRG was able to win it there. We might be on board for a repeat of that story. But if NRG win it here in Game 3, man, Rogue has to reverse sweep just a bracket reset.
You know, you got to give a lot of credit to how quick NRG are to reading these touches from Rogue, but this one they're up a little too slow for, and Taroko, look at him spot this one.
My goodness. Turo gets it off of Garrett G's hood, and then Taroko, brilliant placement.
Oh.
I don't know if he puts that full upper 90 if it goes in. I think it almost needed the post bounce.
Yeah, I think the defenders might have had that if that was straight in. That kick away from them definitely threw him off the scent for sure. Rogue with a late lead, maybe 2?
Oh, first killer doesn't miss. They didn't cover up the backboard, and they're up by 2.
Can't cover up the backboard. It's tough off the kickoff. You could see Justin was the one following up as he went for the corner, and then he thought that maybe Squishy was going to have the push onto the blue side, so he starts moving up, and you're right, open backboard because of the expectations of NRG, and indeed 2-0 late in the game, and very likely Rogue's first win.
19 seconds left. Unless NRG's able to put one in right away, we will have a ball game. A demolition on the backboard will help open up the space as well. Justin doesn't get any pace on this ball. 10 seconds left, and it's sitting with like 2 miles an hour in their corner. This one all but over as Garrett G tries to get it out of his half, and it's denied by Turntro. Rogue rally back in Game 3, get themselves on the board. It's 2-1 NRG as we go to Game 4.
Well played, Rogue. You got the win you feel like you deserved in the previous one. I mean, they are forcing NRG to make such quick reads on a lot of their approaches because Rogue isn't hesitating. You know, there's not too much going on in terms of the strat from Rogue. It's, all right, do we all have boost and the ball's coming back to our half? We're going to punt it as hard as we can, and someone, as soon as that ball is hit, is going to be right on it. And NRG is going to have to make this awkward read, facing the wrong way or something, and come up with a touch to just stall us out. And that's buying so much time for Rogue to grab even more boost and move up the pitch. And that's why NRG is having so much trouble hanging onto the ball. And that's why you see these big shot differentials here with Rogue having 8-3.
I'm still geeking out about that Garrett goal, but genuinely, this situation from NRG, like Rogue controlled this game. So many opportunities. Like you're talking about that shot difference, that was them up on offense, right? And I feel like we were a few key touches from Rogue from this game being significantly wider, like a 5-1 rather than just a 3-1. So Rogue absolutely playing the clean Rocket League here in the grand finals, and if they're able to continue on that, they will very quickly neutralize the advantage NRG gained in games 1 and 2, and the bracket reset becomes very possible.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a way out if you're NRG, and it's tough too, because the problem with when you get those long clears from Rogue and that person's following it so close behind, it's all about, can you retain possession? It's all about the delicacy of that first delaying touch. And we're definitely going to need to have the Ford F-150 drive a couple of the wrecked cars off the pitch from that last game. You were talking about it. A lot of physicality, and that's the right move from NRG, I think. It's opening those gaps in that Rogue defense as Garrett G trying to start one off the kickoff. And that's a good move from NRG, because when you've got people playing so aggressive like Rogue, if you're able to make them just wait on the back line, that's how you're going to be able to have that extra time to really get set and earn that possession. So the physical bumps on the people not directly on the ball are a good move.
Oh, Garrett looks for another goalie. Doesn't find anything this time, but physicality. NRG stepping it up here. And physicality not only is like the simplest way to score goals, but it also just, it really can break up rotations and force teams to actively rethink where are my teammates instead of being able to assume they know, because of the RNG introduced.
Oh, wow.
Where you respawn. What a save. First kill is up for this one. Soft.
That's
off
smart.
the backboard. Taroko's got to put it in for the first goal. He'll double tap it down. And the defense still gets in the way. And somehow Justin clears out first killer. They won't get a follow-up. Narrowly dodging a bullet. NRG get away with it.
First killer actually made the best touch possible there, just delaying NRG's ability to go and get the ball, because they knew they were going to be panicking with that ball hovering right in front of the net like that. So he just put it once more off the back wall and hoped his teammate was going to come through. And NRG, again, having to come up with a nutty save. And look at him not miss this one. He says, backboard last time, let's go net for the try number 2.
I don't know if he knows Garrett G's like pressuring him from underneath here, but 2 defenders from NRG jump for this, and first killer having the best day of his life does not miss. That's Rogue on top in game 4.
Deservedly so. I mean, that that guy, if he gets the ball, today especially of all days, feels like he can do no wrong in a lot of situations.
Squishy. It's read by Turanturo. Now Flip resets into the corner. Sets it up for first killer. Both defenders bite. Squishy has to quickly, tightly rotate on this one. Now he's going to look for a counterattack. Actually gets it to Justin on the infield pass. Efficiency from NRG ties the game.
Look at the pass from Squishy in traffic here. The bounce around Garrett, Taroko wheeling to try and figure out what Squishy's plan is. Is he going to drive it up the wall, or is he going to try and dribble this one out? Squishy takes the dribble and is able to cut one straight left as other people are coming to challenge him. That was a tightly controlled ball from Squishy Muffins.
Those moments of instantaneous role change. Squishy is the third man in that situation, falling back, and then a quick touch and puts both of his teammates in an awkward spot. He has to quickly turn on that and becomes the first man looking for the pass. It's Justin off the backboard. Garrett G.
Oh, nice.
Sets it up. Justin's not going to get there before first killer, though. He lofted it, but Squishy has the read on this. Now back into the corner again. Taroko off the ground and holding on to control. Gets it past Justin. Garrett G out of the backfield. The third man from NRG doing lots of work here in these last 2 rotations. Squishy again picks it up.
It's the
And
midfield
off
line.
the ground, keeps it to the ground. Oh, pass 2. Turantro's going to play it to a corner that Garrett G's waiting
Smart.
in. He holds onto the ball instead and gets it past him. The brains on this man, staying calm, cooled, and collected despite NRG playing clever. They get both defenders having to dive towards their backboard. Crazy stuff here.
And Turanturo again right there making the smart decision. He sees Justin peel off the ball from the backboard and goes to support first killer in case that bump actually came through. He didn't want to let there be an opening for NRG come up. So real heads up Rocket League on defense from Turanturo. He's got the head on a swivel. He's not getting pressured into making a poor touch. He's making some great decisions as Garrett G will let Squishy lead him to the boost in the corner for a transition.
There was a good 20 seconds there where NRG was a full step ahead of Rogue the entire drive, but now first killer just blasting it to the corners again. Squishy dives for the save and now looks for a dunk in midfield. Misses, but Turanturo will connect with first killer here on the wall. No, Garrett G breaks it up before they can get there. The ball will bounce laterally. Now Taroko into first killer, the redirect just to pass the defenders, and Rogue takes the lead back.
I'm real used to seeing first killer dig these balls out from the side into the middle, but look at Taroko, the angle on that. I mean, how are you even supposed to defend that? You don't know exactly what's about to happen with that approach. And the execution from Rogue there is perfect.
No, even with the slow-mo in the replay, it was like 2 seconds. It was like such a fast shot, and it's perfectly placed upper 90. Rogue take the lead back, and they're looking to tie up the series here in game 4. 1:35 on the clock. Squishy challenges Turanturo in his corner. They'll go for second touch and win the first one. Gets first killer off the ball, but is now behind it. First killer will quickly close that gap and take control back. Now Justin and Garrett G. Justin holds on to it himself, wins the challenge against Taroko. I was with you. I feel like he should have used Garrett, but now here comes Squishy up against Taroko in the corner as Taroko will block.
And the key to victory, oh, they did.
Oh, that's all 3 of them in the midfield. And
Yeah,
first killer puts in another goal.
Yeah, they do kind of all just congeal right at this midfield line. I think Garrett G was thinking maybe a softer back pass from Justin, started moving forward, and then Justin caught a little bit more of it than he expected, or perhaps at the wrong angle. Or maybe Garrett G was just thinking Justin was going to let him go for it. Either way, slight miscommunication or inability to execute on the attempt leads to an open net, and NRG is going to get one back. Oh, just kidding. First killer. What a save.
No! Justin's up for it, but he's going to have to look for a pass, and none of his teammates are really there. Taroko clears it to the enemy corner, and man, great drive from NRG, but the first killer defense stands up strong.
That one all the way up at the top of the net. If you can reach it, fair play to you. And first killer just looked back, no problem. Squishy out to Justin, to Garrett G, and that one is going to bounce around, and he's going to make sure to muscle that one through the line. And look at this pass play.
Watch Garrett. Okay, the shot bounces, and he's on the wall area. How do I dunk this? How do I dunk this? Brilliant stuff there. The three-man play brings this game back within reach, Achieves.
31 seconds, not a lot, but when you're playing all-out offense, it can feel like an eternity. You got to be careful here if you're Rogue. Make sure you don't get starved out.
Turintro high in the sky, wins that cleanly, but Justin's there. And now Garrett G in the midfield hoping to get a pass that can tie the game. And just completely blocked by first kill on the wall, and then a win on the challenge as well. They'll just keep this ball in the sky and away from NRG. Burn as much time as they can. 0-second drill incoming. Squishy.
Okay,
off the midfield. Justin's up for it. Two defenders through. Oh, Garrett G should have some space with this ball. Gets it off the ground. Over to Squishy. Blocked by Turintro. Follow from Justin. Where is he? No, he doesn't get it there. Rogue win it in game 4, and we're tied up.
Oh boy, it really does feel like a lifetime sometimes, and a couple of massive saves. 4 for Turo, 3 for first killer, and the 2 big ones right at the end of the game. This was a lot more equal from both teams in terms of the shots, but still just something about how Rogue are approaching that long clear game, and overall not outright crushing NRG in the challenge game. It's the slight edge, you know? It's like the 60-40 kind of edge for Rogue in a lot of those situations, I feel like, and it helps when you have first killer nailing some perfect shots with a hat trick here.
I think this is the real X factor in this game right now is first killer. It's even in almost every other department, but the man had 3 saves and 3 goals on 3 shots on 3 passes from Taroko. The team is clicking when you have that level of accuracy at the speed he was shooting at as well. NRG has to leave a defender in net, and even that might not be be enough with how fast the shots are coming in right now. NRG's got to keep them out of their backfield at this point.
That's exactly it. And we were kind of touching on it a little bit there in that game. We saw that one transition from Justin where he kind of just went straight towards that Rogue defense. And we both kind of went, I don't really like that. And that's because we both kind of feel this vibe that horizontal approaches are going to be a lot more effective for NRG because you need to be able to spread Rogue out. You can't just drive it to them. You have to make them come to you. And you can only do that if you're going left and right across the field.
No, Rogue right now is demonstrating a world-class challenge game as they try to dunk this one in. He actually does it on the goal line. Taroko bulldozes for goal number 1.
And you know Garrett G gets caught in a bad position. He peels off that ball, and he knows he put himself in a bad spot there. But how about Taroko timing the flip on that challenge so that as he's driving straight towards Garrett G, he's going to give himself the best chance of actually having that back end connect. And Garrett G, he pulled himself out of position. He tried to make the best of it, but Rogue punished him, and Taroko hits the brakes and so close for Justin, but ends up punting it high.
Garrett G trying to do his best Justin Season 8 Game 7 goal there. But it's not going to turn out this time. Here's Squishy up for the air for the tie. Gets it across the box, turns her off the wall, gets it away. Justin off the side play. Taroko will clear the corner, but I agree with what you said about lateral play here. Moving it ball horizontally, really going to be the thing that helps them get past. And first killer just does not miss. 2-0 Rogue.
So quick. He saw Squishy's clear get away from him, and he's kind of just seeing, what does Turo give me? And look at him air roll that car back to the left as he is approaching that ball. Talk about disguising where you're shooting that one. That's tough to save.
Turn Turo into a corner with Taroko pressuring from behind. He'll get demolished, but Taroko tries to close the gap, just put pressure on Squishy, and he'll clear it to midfield. First killer getting bumped off the ball while Justin looks to connect with Squishy high on the backboard. Sets it up for Garrett, but blocked out of net. How they read these, I'll never know. 3:53 on the clock, and NRG yet to score here in Game 5.
Justin still, you can see him trying to kick that ball out to the middle for Garrett G. It's just doesn't have the boost, and the speed is such an awkward thing to try and control in that situation because, you know, NRG knows that Rogue has been very aggressive and unwilling to allow much time, so you feel that additional pressure.
Sometimes it feels like NRG also isn't necessarily recognizing some of the openings that Rogue are giving them. Soft double commit about 20 seconds back as Garrett G looks for the double tap on the far side. That's the accuracy and clutch play NRG needed.
Ooh, I mean, it catches this one strong, no doubt, but it's an open backboard. But if you can hit that shot as consistently as Garrett G does, you're gonna win a lot of things. and that's a shot that is not easy. That's why he's so good, because he made that look simple.
I mean, running through that play in my head, I feel like that's also probably the least likely place you expect to have to block. You expect a shot like that shooting near post, or I most of the time expect it dead center. But I feel like you'd probably
that's the easiest place to put it.
Yeah, and so then if you're going for the precision, you're going for near post to really force him to make the diving save. So back post, well, like just brilliant 23 IQ play there. 23 IQ sounds not very high. I'm gonna say that's high. Turoko
400 IQ play.
400 million thousand. Here's Justin up against Turo, and it pinches out in the middle. Garrett G tries to, I think, just chip it towards the goal, but doesn't get a bumper on it.
Either way, though. Oh my gosh!
Wow, tie game.
What? I mean, that's actually set up by the fact that Garrett G missed that ball. Because, I mean, Rogue, they opted to let that ball roll farther into the corner, and then NRG sort of capitalized on that extra bit of space given, rushed into it, and like you said, just straight pinched that one from the middle of the pitch over a couple of people, and voila, tie game.
As one of those 4 players going at the ball, where it's like, well, I'll just see what happens here. I don't think either Rogue player touched the ball in that moment. We'll have to check on a replay here, and First Killer finally misses a shot. Honestly, hard shot, but I wouldn't have expected him to miss this. A second one. Garrett G now, and Justin going to try and clear up and turn over the top of 2. Justin turns it away. It's off the post, and Garrett G will get a clear, but First Killer put the pressure on Turoko in the air. Squishy just traps it on the wall and went away. Now here's the follow-up from First Killer, and he can't hit the 0-degree shot. He's hit like 10 of them already today. At this point, I'm expecting it. And Justin will finally get a clear, maybe? No, still trapped. Rogue just piling on the pressure here. His turn throw in for another one, and it was inevitable. Rogue takes the lead back.
You couldn't stop him long enough. Squishy was the only guy at any moment with any amount of boost to be able to do anything for the longest time. He actually made the best touch possible earlier in that sequence. He got that nice pinch towards the corner, and look at Rogue. They just swept through, stole the corner boost, and popped it right back into the middle, and NRG eventually could not reach the back post. Look at this pinch from Squishy. Turoko pops one off the wall and out into the middle for Justin. This is going to be a tough shot, and slow floater. Garrett G just trying to keep it in the blue half and taken away by First Killer.
Questionable decisions from NRG on that drive here, and First Killer is going to try and take it through the air again. They can burn time at this point here with the zones. Can Squishy get it? No, Turoko dodges Squishy and gets the save. Justin loses the challenge to turn throw, and now First Killer on the break down the field. Gets denied by Garrett G. He'll win the drag race with the ball. With approaching the final minute, Rogue, though, putting the pressure on, and NRG having to play their best Rocket League if they want to even stay even with this Rogue team.
Nice touch from Garrett G, but no one there for it. Pass back to Turo. Do they have help? Squishy got both. Here's First Killer. Drops it low, and he can't reach it. How about it? First Killer, he knew that Squishy was going to have a tough time handling a softball because he got clipped. And Squishy's just praying for the bullet to the top right.
And First Killer, the half flip pass, the strangest, most linear 1-2-1 play. And they're up by 2 now. After dropping the first 2 games of the series, they're looking to go into game 6 on match point. Justin and Garrett G looking to change that, but they've got to score 2 goals in 40 seconds. Squishy in the midfield. Garrett G looks for the pass. Down to Squishy. He puts it to an empty corner, and First Killer will close on this. They'll be able to deny plenty of time with that touch.
Yep, that's the right move, as Justin, I think, playing a challenge there instead of a clean win. And Garrett G, I don't think he saw Turo until it was too late, and that's probably going to put the nail in the coffin, just going to waste too much time with all these long clears, and doesn't feel like NRG has the control. And unless that floater goes in, which is unlikely, Taroko right there for it, you can count this one over. And wow, this was a game, I tell you what.
Man, just when you thought NRG had come back into the series and was going to get match point, no, denied again. What a rally. Rogue, they dropped the first 2 and then come back 3 straight on match point, threatening the bracket reset in game 6.
Whoo! Yep, everyone needing to kind of sit and lean back, take a moment, because I think everyone knows that game was just wild in terms of how things unfolded in so many different scenarios. Crazy challenges, floating towards nets, beautiful pass and shoot plays. That one had a lot of everything. Some tough goal line stands. This was a great one.
This was a very solid game, and we heard from Justin yesterday that, oh, it was too much Rocket League in one day. That was why we lost to Rogue. And here, he cannot use that excuse at all. They've played 6 games today before this series, and they have the opportunity to win it here without the bracket reset. Rogue, on the other hand, has had to play. This is their 4th series of the day. There's a good chance that Rogue's just a better team, and NRG is going to have to deal with that, or they're going to have to prove them wrong. Right now, I'm singing a different tune than last week. I'm actually afraid of the bracket reset for NRG here. Rogue is just getting stronger and stronger as this series goes on.
Even that second game where NRG won, I mean, we talked about it. It felt like Rogue was playing the better game in that particular match. So looking here at game, what is it, 6? Yeah, 6 in my, yeah. NRG, they have to find a way to earn possession because the constant launch the ball and battle, I mean, Rogue's just completely crushing them in that department. I mean, they're losing the boost control game, not by much, but it's enough to make a margin of difference that is significant enough for Rogue to stall out and eventually be able to score.
And it's not that Rogue isn't making the occasional mistake, it's just when the majority of the game, they're not getting punished for those mistakes, and then the rest of the game is just NRG backpedaling here. Rogue trying to make it their own world that we all live in. Squishy somehow makes the stop. No way. But this one bouncing back in front. Garrett G's got to make the diving save just on a recovery touch. Rogue continuing to just dominate in the pressure game.
Squishy got bumped by first killer. He was never going to make that save without that bump. So Squishy, in most cases, is going to be real sad that he couldn't do anything about the shot. In that instance, you do everything right as the offense, but turns out to be the wrong move in the spot. And popped out in front. Turo cannot go through Garrett G. And NRG, one more time, backed up into their own half.
Man, first killer through 2 there and sends the shot. Justin's got to defend it off the backboard. A moment ago, it was Taroko versus Justin, and Taroko had to flip off the ball. That space seemed like it would be enough, but no, first killer was able to get back onto it, and now they've continued this pressure. Finally, the ball will break into the blue for the first time in a minute and a half or so. Justin will try to make work of it. Nobody on the board yet here in game 6. NRG needing the win to send us to game 7.
That's going to be the important thing for NRG. You need to be able to find a way to stick a lot of these balls right next to your car and not get bumped off some of the challenges. So that's I mean, that long clear from Garrett G is good, but it's all about what you do with it next. And like we mentioned, Rogue's been winning that battle.
Squishy not having to play defense just yet as Garrett G played frontline defense. Taroko now into this corner, looking for the tap. Underneath Justin, baited out 1. Sets up it up for Turo. He's going to struggle to gain control of this ball, but Taroko had rotated on it, and then first killer here as well. Dual threat for Garrett G. He blocks them both. Justin now out in front of the corner. Turo wins the challenge. Garrett G off of his backboard, kind of lofts it, and Justin manages to get it over the top of first killers. They will get it at least. Midfield, but the pass to first killer nearly finds the shot. I believed. Here's Garrett G on the counterattack.
And this is your opportunity for NRG. You realize that when Rogue goes for a play like that, they've left a gap. First killer hanging out on the backboard to go for that redirect is the risk. And NRG getting that little bit of opportunity to push back onto the orange is when they need to make their move and be able to hang onto the ball. And they might have got it, but unfortunately Garrett G cannot win the challenge against Turo. And hello, we've seen this corner for pretty much this entire game.
Garrett G, 2 minutes left to go. Bumps Turoko off the ball, giving it some space, but Turo so fast to it. And Squishy had to go out and pick up corner boost. Quick adjustments there. He'll use that whole tank just to get the ball to midfield. Nice drift to hold on to momentum here, but Turoko follows with him. Wheel to wheel, back across the field. Justin into the backboard. Nice. Turo will try to trap this. 144, yet to have anybody score in game number 5. 6 rather. Here is the ball in front of the boxes. Justin trends it, and the demo will pave the way. NRG on top.
I gotta say, this is a nice job from Squishy. That's a tough touch, but normally Turoko gets a hand on that one going up the backboard. That's the opening, and they capitalize with the demo coming out of the corner, and the shot from Justin, he didn't hesitate to put it right where that defender was gonna be, because he knew if that demo comes through, only good things can happen at that point.
Justin, the long shot here. First killer will cover it up. Now Squishy looking for a double tap. Turn throws backwards in his net. Now all 3 of them dive. Squishy will shove it through. 2-0 now, NRG.
And now this is just a product of a really nice first touch from Squishy. He also calls off Garrett. Look at him. He's got like 12 boost to go for that second hit. And that's the power of getting the proper first touch. If you are able to set your trajectory towards that backboard double tap, you really don't need much to do it. Squishy just went half the pitch with 12 and scored.
Well, I would not count Rogue out of this game by any means. They were down by 2 in, I believe, game 4 and came back to win it there. Turn Turo now. Off the ground, Justin on target. First kill's gonna dive for this one. He can't reach it in time. Now up by 3. Things starting to feel a little bit more comfortable for NRG.
Just enough here from Justin. Turo, he knew he wanted a better clear than that, but he didn't really have any other options. He didn't want to try and dribble that one down across his own goal line and get demoed while his 2 teammates were out expecting a nice long clear or fighting against some NRG player at the midfield line. So Turo tries to get the best clear he could and just couldn't execute.
NRG in front of the box. Dump it into the corner. Turn to chase this down. Not going to find anything. Turoko's there. NRG threw under both of them. Squishing out into this corner. Killer puts it high, but he's going to lose the challenge to Justin.
Yep.
Look at this guy looking for a flip. Reset, flips it over 1, but Turoko on the backboard just casually will pick that up. Send it to his corner. With 36 seconds left, though. This game.
Oh, Garrett G.
All but over as he looks for a 4th goal. NRG won game 1, 4-0. They're looking to repeat that here as they go into the decisive game. Turoko can't quite tap it in. NRG will clear it away. First killer just looking for a little bit of momentum back on their side. Justin managing to dodge the demolition and then on the recovery, get the save.
This has been an interesting game, to say the least. I mean, you go, 3 minutes, Rogue stuck in this right corner. They're going to get one back here with 5 seconds left. And this is a nice shot, to be fair, but let's not get it twisted here. This game was pretty much all Rogue. And then in the space of, 45 seconds, NRG scored 3 goals. And that whole time we were just jammed in that NRG corner, I was thinking, it's good that NRG is able to keep this at 0. Because you can score 1 goal at any point. And then they just kind of, when it rains, it pours, and walk away with a Game 6 win. And they make it look like they stomped Rogue in this one, but that was not the case.
It did kind of look that way, but it was in this. I alluded to this at the beginning of this game that Rogue's been making mistakes. There's been openings, they just haven't been punished. Here at the end, we saw NRG punish at least one of those. At least one of the goals I remember there was like, oh wow, that wasn't the best of clears, and there's nobody behind him in net here, and Squishy didn't miss. Those sorts of punishments are exactly what can bring NRG back into the series. And here's the thing. We're going to game 7. If NRG win it in this game, they are your major champions, and they get revenge on Rogue from their defeat at the regional event number 3. But if Rogue wins, we rewind and go for round 2.
Did any of us really think it was going to go a different way? I mean, the last time they played the grand final, the first series went best of 7. It's all just a matter of, does NRG win right here, or do we have to play a whole nother set? That's all anyone cares about. And I'm impatient. I want the truck to go drop the ball off in the middle.
Yeah, come on,
go.
let's go. Let's get the game started. There's a whole packed arena here of people at Champions Field. And here's the thing. Last time, it was NRG in game 7 that was able to defeat Rogue. If they're able to do that again here, they're just channeling that Champions Field energy. They're defending champions. They're defending world champions, defending their home court here. Can Rogue knock them out? Well, we're about to find out. But NRG, there is the X factor of the Rocket League aura energy hanging in the balance.
big thing for NRG here in Game 7. I don't care if you get boxed into your own corner because you've been able to battle out. It's just don't let the lead get more than one.
Whew. It's Justin to the outside. I agree with you. Keeping the lead small, preferably scoring first.
Yeah, ideally.
Squishy into the corner. Taroko out of the back. That wasn't the best of clears. And Squishy actually manages to get on target. Turo covers it up, but Justin covering it in. Taroko will beat him. Now all three players from Rogue piled up in this corner. NRG and Squishy going to see if they can make work of it. Double commits, and Rogue starting to be a little bit haphazard here at the beginning of Game 7.
Look at Turo. He was forced to punt that one away as well because he knew that if NRG was going to be right on that challenge, they were going to gain a lot of field position, so he was forced to dump the ball away, and First Killer trying to score a cheeky one. Drops it into Squishy. Can't get through Garrett. Turo wants the flip reset, and Justin from the sky will clear it, make the second block, and force Taroko to retreat.
Man, brilliant attempts from Rogue from both Turo and First Killer, but neither one gonna go in. Took two defenders to block First Killer on that first attempt. Taroko into the empty corner. Squishy will adjust, pick up control, and loft it for Garrett. He goes off, seeing Turo already beat him to the ball. Turo pushes it into the corner again, and Squishy's there once more. Now being challenged in the air by First Killer, just cuts off a lot of his options, but he manages to get it through both players. Now into the corner, Squishy and Justin tangled up on top of each other on offense, and Taroko just looks for the clear. Garrett G's got to play some damage control.
Oh, wow. Garrett G, he had to battle for that one and cross to Garrett. Look at Taroko. He saw that one coming. They recognized it from earlier. Squishy wants a double tap. This one left side. And oh, mama, look at that one.
Did not miss. Look at this setup there. What a recovery there on kind of a failed attempt, and then onto the backboard. Nobody home, and Squishy says this is the best opportunity I'm going to get all game. Makes it worth. They're on top first.
And First Killer was trapped on that goal line. He didn't know if Squishy was going to get possession of that ball or where it was going to go if he did. And so as soon as he sees that ball pop up towards the backboard, he knew he couldn't reach it. So he gave himself the best chance. He waited on the goal line to see where Squishy put it. And Squishy put it in the perfect spot. Floater towards the net, saved by Justin. Taroko wants a double tap, and it's going to be offline. Turo with a follow-up, and that's cleared into the corner. NRG, they get the ideal situation. They score first, but there's a lot of Rocket League to go.
Oh, man, I mean, Rogue, the one thing that's been so consistent this series is the pressure. Taroko with another one on target. Garrett G puts it high. Here's First Killer just trying to pick it up, gets it out to Turo. Quick turn on that one onto the backboard, and Squishy's there. That'll be enough to fake Turo off of it. Taroko put a shot on, but Squishy gets the save, dismounting the backboard. Here comes more Rogue pressure. First Killer winning another challenge. Squishy up high. Turo with the read. Back in front. Taroko gets it neutral, and Squishy finally gets it off of his hood. Won't be able to push that one through or cross halftime. NRG holding on to a fragile one-goal lead.
Here's where you really need the defense to be lock tight on the goal line for NRG. You cannot afford to have a poor challenge or a suboptimal clear. Look at Turo trying to just make the defense guess. It goes out to First Killer, and Justin is frozen on the goal line. Make it a 1-1 game.
This one pinches out, and just the positioning from First Killer.
No chance.
Understanding where he needed to be, hitting the boost before the pinch happened, places it to the far post, and we've tied things up with 2 minutes to go in Game 7.
And you can see the mechanics from Rogue. It was just, you know, getting that flip reset, faking it, just to see what NRG would do. I have to see what the defense is going to give me. And he turned it into this beautiful touch up to the left for First Killer, and he also dotted a perfect strike into the left-hand side of the net. Rogue really is just trying to get NRG to dive at something and pull themselves out of position by nature of giving themselves as many options as possible.
Oh, Turo denying Garrett G in the midfield. Squishy tries to put it through two. First Killer's loose. Squishy's got to hold on to this ball. Gets it past Taroko as well. Justin's up for it, but the ball has so much power on it. It's over the top of him. Turo, though, dumps the ball to Garrett G in the backfield, who immediately plays it back to Taroko in the corner, but then tries to chase him down. Squishy putting it high and onto the backboard. He won't be able to chase it himself, and Turo will adjust and pick it up. There's Garrett G looking for the clear. This one gonna make it past him. Squishy out of his corner, approaching the final minute. NRG looking to win it all right now, right here in Game 7. Rogue looking to send us to
Scary.
the second match of demolition on the goal line. They got to keep it out of the box. They're not going to. It's into the top corner. Toroko's taking the lead.
You could feel it was going to be good for Rogue as soon as First Killer got that second touch with Garrett G unable to get a hit. It's all about, can Justin please get a touch out to the safety of the corner? Answer was no. Toroko was just stalking that play forward the whole way. Saw his opening and pounced.
NRG trailing by 1 with 50 seconds left. Can Rogue hold on? Garrett G through the sky. The threat was there. Toroko bit for it, but Garrett G didn't get a wheel onto it. Now Squishy through the corner. First Killer to the side. Justin adjusts. He's only got 23 boost here, but it could be enough. Outfield to Garrett G. First Killer turning on this one. Squishy wins another challenge. Critical wins as Justin turns back in. The pass to Squishy. Blocked in the top corner. No shot. Garrett G puts another one on. Turn throw denies. 25 seconds left, and Rogue's holding on.
Oh, that's a great pass to Squishy, and he missed it. He was trying to go straight back across the pitch, looking for Garrett G, probably. And now they're really going to try and exercise themselves horizontally to spread Rogue out and look for an opening.
7 seconds left. 1 goal game. 0-second drill incoming. Off to the edge, and Rogue just holding on to control. Toroko's going to put it into the ground. That's Rogue. They take the first series. We go for round 2.